Okay, imagine this for a second. The feeling of warm sun on your skin, maybe a light breeze, you hear distant waves, see shimmering water, and you've got this perfect, cool drink in your hand. Everything just kind of melts away into this golden sunset haze.
Yeah, total relaxation.
Exactly. That's the mood, that's the vibe we're diving into today.
Sounds good.
Welcome, everyone, to The Deep Dive. This is the show where we basically take a whole heap of sources, articles, research notes, all that stuff, and we pull out the key insights for you.
We do the reading so you don't have to, pretty much.
That's the idea. Today, we're setting sail on a deep dive into yacht rock. And look, it's really more than just a genre tag, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a state of mind, really, a whole cultural moment.
Right. And our mission here is simple: to get you well informed about this unique sound, this phenomenon, without you having to wade through everything yourself.
Cut straight to the good stuff.
You got it. So let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself maybe driving or just chilling, humming along to some song from the late 70s, early 80s? And it just feels so smooth, like effortlessly cool, even if you couldn't quite put your finger on what it was called.
I think a lot of people have had that experience.
Well, you're definitely in the right place today. We're going to unpack it all, the sound, the history, even its kind of surprising comeback.
It's a great story.
It really is.
Yeah.
And hey, if you enjoy what we do here on The Deep Dive, maybe take a second to hit subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, that helps us a lot.
Totally. And drop us a comment. Let us know what other topics you want us to dive into. We love hearing from you.
Okay, so where do we start? The origins.
Let's do it. Okay, so yacht rock. It didn't just pop out of nowhere, right? It was very much a product of its time.
A reaction, almost.
Yeah, a reaction to the era it was born into. Think about the mid-'70s. America was. Well, people were ready to mellow out, weren't they?
Definitely. After the turbulence of the 60s and early 70s, Vietnam, protests, all that unrest.
Right, so listeners were craving something easier, sonically easier, thematically easier. Yacht rock kind of offered this blissful escape, a break from all the political noise.
A sonic chill pill.
Pretty much. Yeah. And the epicenter for this was Southern California, Los Angeles, late 70s. This whole West Coast sound really took off there.
Trading Woodstock for the marina, basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It was this era of mellow affluence, aspirational leisure, the whole yacht thing, even though the name came way later.
Much later, yeah.
It still evokes that image, doesn't it? Champagne, sunsets over the Pacific, just a touch of kind of indulgent luxury.
It paints a picture.
It really does. And the lyrics often played into this dreamy escape of certain sentimentality. Christopher Cross's Sailing from 1980. I mean, that's peak yacht rock imagery, isn't it?
Absolutely. A vision of paradise, no worries.
Yeah, and our sources even describe it as like a tonic for listeners who were still kind of healing from the rougher parts of the 60s and 70s.
Offering that sense of calm.
Exactly. And another interesting angle is this sort of softer masculinity it presented, which was quite different from the, macho arena rock that was also big then.
Right, a different kind of male voice.
Totally. Think Michael McDonald, that unmistakable blue-eyed soul sound, that blend of R&B smoothness from a white singer.
Very distinctive.
Or Kenny Loggins with that earnest, almost reassuring tenor. The vibe was kind of like, hey, it's going to be okay.
Sensitive, vulnerable even.
Yeah. And apparently that soft masculinity is one of the things people point to now when they talk about why it's had this comeback.
Well, what's truly insightful here, I think, is how deeply this music reflected a collective societal need for calm and comfort. If you look at the bigger picture, yacht rock wasn't just music. It was, like you said, a cultural antidote. It offered this sonic blanket during a time of maybe national healing.
That's a really great point. It really shows how art responds to what society needs, doesn't it?
It does. Which makes you wonder, though, did that very comfort, that smoothness, maybe become a liability later on when tastes shifted towards something edgier?
Ooh, interesting question.
Yeah.
Maybe it did seem a bit too comfortable for some eventually. But hang on, let's get into the music itself, because the smooth part, that wasn't accidental. Not at all.
No, definitely not easy listening in terms of creation.
Right. This was the result of some seriously meticulous musicianship. Cutting-edge studio craft for the time. The sound is often described as impeccably crafted, polished.
Surgical precision is one I've seen.
Yes, played by absolute top-tier session musicians. These guys were the best in the business.
The A-listers of the studio scene.
For sure. And instrument-wise, okay, you have to talk about the electric piano. That's the backbone, right?
Oh, yeah. The Fender Rhodes especially.
The Rhodes, it's everywhere. That warm kind of bell-like tone, instantly says smooth. You hear it on Steely Dan's Peg, Toto's Georgie Porgy.
It adds those jazzy voicings that really lift the pop structure.
Totally. And guitars. Forget heavy riffs. It's all clean tones, maybe a bit of chorus effect.
That sort of shimmering sound.
Yeah, shimmering, often with R&B or jazz influences.
Yeah.
Tasteful, never really in your face.
Yeah.
Like Lee Reitner's guitar work on Peg, again, those smooth octaves.
Very sleek.
And the bass, often fretless bass, which gives it that sliding, gliding sound between notes.
Almost like it's singing, yeah. Adds to the smoothness.
It really does. It provides this subtle, funky foundation, but still really polished,
The strained funk.
Exactly. Then you've got analog synths and orchestration, adding atmosphere, subtle pads, maybe some strings for that luxurious gloss.
Like Chicago would use, or Toto on Africa with those iconic synth lines.
Right. It creates this dense but really controlled soundscape.
Very layered.
Very. And harmonically, this stuff is surprisingly rich. They borrowed a lot from jazz and R&B. You hear complex chords, major sevenths, ninths, even those sharp 11s sometimes.
It creates that shimmering, sophisticated texture.
Yeah, and unexpected key changes too. Peg is, again, a perfect example. Those chord changes are intricate. And then you have those amazing tight harmony vocals layered on top.
Those lush harmonies are definitely a trademark, almost choral sometimes.
Totally gives it that smooth, blended quality. And the rhythm sections, super tight, but like never aggressive.
In the pocket, but laid back.
Yeah. Drummers like Jeff Porcaro from Toto, I mean, the Rosanna Shuffle, that's legendary. It's this complex groove, but it feels relaxed.
Based on the Pretty Shuffle, right?
Right, a variation.
Yeah.
And they were starting to use early drum machines too, like the Lindrum, for extra precision. Kenny Loggins' Love Will Follow is a good example of that.
Adding that crispness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, you just have to talk about the production, the overall sound.
So production values were sky high.
Absolutely. Producers like Ted Templeman, Gary Katz, David Foster. These guys were perfectionists.
Near audiophile level stuff.
Glossy, balanced, crystalline sound.
Yeah, it sounds expensive. Immaculately smooth. Someone called it the oral equivalent of a luxury yacht interior. That's pretty good. But you know, that obsession with sonic perfection, it wasn't just about making good records. It really pushed the standards for pop production overall.
That's true.
Which brings up that question again. With all this complex craft, these amazing musicians, why did it get kind of pigeonholed as easy listening for so long, even dismissed sometimes?
It's baffling, isn't it, how perception works? And what's even weirder, maybe, is how we even define it now. Because the term yacht rock, that came way, way later.
Right, nobody called it that back in the day?
Not at all. It was coined, what, mid-2000s? By some LA comedians for that web series.
Yeah, the Yacht Rock web series, which was hilarious, by the way.
Totally hilarious. And they basically retroactively sorted artists into this category they invented, and fans have run with it, creating these surprisingly strict rules.
Almost like a science.
Kinda. Okay, so criteria number one, and this is crucial. It has to blend soft rock with smooth jazz and R&B elements. That's the key differentiator from just plain soft rock.
So, like, James Taylor or the Carpenters,
Yep.
great soft rock.
But they're yachts, not yachts. They lack that specific R&B groove or the jazzy chords. One expert definition is basically soft rock with jazz and R&B elements, very polished production, centered on the late 70s Southern California studio musician culture.
Gotcha. So that SoCal element is important, too.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Second criterion, that high-end studio craft we talked about. The yacht is metaphorical, right? It implies upscale, high-quality music. It has to sound expensive.
So it's not necessarily about songs about boats.
Exactly. That's why Jimmy Buffett, despite all the boat songs, is considered not yacht, to folk or country. But Steely Dan, even though they're arguably more cynical jazz rock.
Their production was so influential, right? That LA sound.
Precisely. Their meticulous sound heavily influenced the genre, so they often get included or at least acknowledged as key precursors.
Makes sense.
And third, there's a time frame and location. Roughly late 70s to mid 80s, let's say peak years.
Yeah.
Maybe 78 to 84. And primarily LA-based musicians in studios. So the Eagles, generally out. Two Country Rock, mostly earlier than the peak. Hall & Oates, East Coast guys.
The geography police.
Yeah, in the web series lore, they're like dockside at best, or even antagonists, even though they definitely have that blue-eyed soul thing going on.
It gets complicated.
It does. Fans even made this rating system, the Yachtski scale, to judge songs, yacht or not.
Seriously, a scale.
Yeah, very serious business for some.
Yeah.
Like Toto's Africa, definitely yacht. Starships, we built this city. Definitely not.
Okay, I can see that distinction.
And it shows that just having nautical themes isn't enough. Crosby, Stills and Nash's Southern Cross, great song about sailing, but musically, not yacht. Lacks the right DNA.
So what else is usually excluded?
Harder rock, like AOR Journey, that kind of stuff. Purely instrumental smooth jazz usually isn't included. New wave, too edgy, different synth sounds. Prog rock, obviously not.
Right, keeps it pretty focused.
So who is on the boat? Core artists. Michael McDonald, both solo and with the Doobies.
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins, Steely Dan, Toto, Christopher Cross, Pages, Ambrosia, Robbie Dupree, Player, Nicolette Larson, Boz Scaggs.
That's a pretty solid list.
Yeah, and then you have edge cases like Chicago or Hall & Oates, where maybe some tracks fit, but not their whole catalog.
You know, what's really fascinating here is the sheer level of, like, almost musicological effort fans put into defining the genre decades after the fact. It's like a collective archiving project.
It really is.
And it begs the question, why? Why do we feel this need to categorize music so precisely, especially looking back? What does it tell us about our relationship with music and memory?
That's deep, our need to classify things, maybe. Especially things we love. But okay, that leads perfectly into the next big question. How did this genre peak, fade out, become kind of uncool, like a guilty pleasure, and then stage this massive comeback? It's quite a journey.
It really is. So the rise, late 70s.
Yeah, it started building then. Steely Dan moving to L.A. earlier in the 70s, working with those top session guys, albums like Ozja in 77 that really set a template.
High fidelity rock.
Right. And Boz Scaggs' Silk Degrees in 76 with Lowdown, that was huge in forming the core sound, too.
Kind of the ground zero moment.
Maybe, yeah. Then by the late 70s, early 80s, it was hitting the charts big time. The Doobie Brothers' What a Fool Believes in 79, massive hit, Grammy winner. Christopher Cross with Sailing in 80.
Another Grammy sweep. Became the anthem, really.
Totally. So that period, say 76 to 82, that was the absolute golden age.
Smooth sailing into the charts.
For sure. And it continued strong into the early 80s. Toto had huge global hits with Rosanna and Africa in 82. But then...
the tide started to turn.
Yeah, around 83, 84, things started shifting. MTV launched in 81, right? And that favored more visual acts. New wave, glam metal. Yacht rockers weren't really known for their flashy videos.
More about the sound than the look.
Exactly. Plus, musically, things changed. Those colder digital synths like the Yamaha DX7 became popular, replacing the warmer analog feel. Drum machines got more prominent.
But the whole sonic landscape shifted.
It did. Mainstream taste moved towards harder rock or synth pop, dance pop, power ballads. Even guys like Kenny Loggins pivoted. Think Footloose, big soundtrack anthems.
Moving away from the smooth.
Right. So yacht rock started to feel dated. It got labeled, somewhat unfairly maybe, as yuppie music.
Became uncool for a while there.
Definitely.
What?
The story doesn't end there, does it? Because the resurgence, that's almost as interesting as the original rise.
Starting with that web series again, right? Mid-2000s.
Yeah, the Yacht Rock series in 2005. It lovingly spoofed the whole scene, coined the term, and it kind of went viral.
Introduced a whole new generation to the music, even if it was ironically at first.
Exactly. The initial appreciation was maybe a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
But then, I think by the 2010s, people started realizing, hey, hang on, this music is actually really good.
Like genuinely well-crafted stuff.
Totally. The irony started fading, and sincere appreciation took over. And that led to more mainstream recognition.
Like the Sirius XM channel.
Yeah. Yacht Rock Radio launched around 2015, I think. Became super popular, eventually went full-time. Spotify playlists blew up, millions of followers. Tribute bands like Yacht Rock Review started selling out big venues.
People were embracing the smooth again.
They really were. And critics started taking it seriously, too. By 2019, places like Pitchfork, Rolling Stone were publishing proper critical reevaluations.
Yeah.
HBO even did that documentary in 2023.
Yacht Rock. A documentary. Yeah, I saw that. Interviewed the original guys.
Right. And it touched on important stuff, too, like the roots in black music, R&B, funk, jazz, and how it was often, appropriated by white musicians.
That's a crucial context.
Absolutely. And now, you hear its influence everywhere. Modern artists openly talk about it. Thundercats worked with Loggins and McDonald. Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. It was a huge debt to that late 70s slickness.
Wolfpack definitely channels that vibe. John Mayer, too, working with Toto members on Last Train Home.
It's undeniable. And just in general culture, playlist culture, streaming algorithms,
Yeah.
it's become this go-to summer soundtrack for a lot of people.
Comfort music, almost.
Yeah. Valued now. for the sheer craft. It's like a sonic pina colada,
Yeah.
break from all the noise and stress online. It still feels like music that says, hey, it's going to be okay.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That whole cycle. The journey of yacht rock really is a case study in how tastes change, how culture looks back and reevaluates things. And what strikes me is how that initial irony really did melt away into genuine appreciation for the musicianship, for the comfort it offers.
Well said. It proves that quality can endure, maybe.
I think so. Truly well-made music can find its audience again, even after being dismissed for a while.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Key takeaways from our deep dive today.
Well, first, yacht rock, unique genre, defined after the fact, late 70s, early 80s Southern California roots.
Right. Second, characterized by that incredibly polished, sophisticated sound blending, soft rock, jazz, R&B, crafted by elite musicians.
Third, it's less about literal boats, more about that specific sound, the escapist vibe, the smoothness.
And fourth, its journey, huge hit, became dated, turned into an ironic joke, and now, genuinely appreciated, influential again. It speaks volumes about the music's quality and emotional pull.
Definitely. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to ponder.
Ooh, okay.
In a world that seems constantly searching for escape, for comfort, are we always, in a way, returning to similar sonic blueprints, even if we call them something different each time? Could that feeling of smooth sailing that yacht rock provides be tapping into some kind of timeless human need? Just repackaged for whatever anxieties each generation faces.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great question to sail away on. Something to definitely think about.
It's a thought.
Good one. So we really encourage you to continue your own exploration.
Yeah.
Maybe, put on a Yacht Rock playlist right after this. See how it feels.
Immerse yourself in the smooth.
Do it. Until next time, keep diving deep.
And stay tuned for more from the Deep Dive.